Hello and welcome to another session of Me Programming Daily. At least I try to do it daily, but transition. Okay, so today I'm going to be working on an issue that I discovered with those additional connections. Additional connections being those loopbacks. So for those of you who have just joined, I'm trying to resolve the problem with these two lines overlapping. One goes from here to here, and the other one goes from here to here. Obviously, this segment is incorrect. They shouldn't be overlapping here, and I'm trying to correct it. I made some progress this week during the last few sessions, but right now I'm stuck on an issue where existing loopbacks they are correctly getting updated, but they don't propagate through the entire process of rendering all skewer blocks. So I'm honestly not sure where the issue is, and I tried debugging it, but I didn't get anywhere. So today is Friday. My brain is saying no to any sort of excessive troubleshooting. So I think we're just going to have a little bit of fun with unit tests, and I've already started the preparations. Still in the overlapping loopbacks module, or it's called main. We'll clean it up, but I'm doing all these tests in the pinning test suite. So I hope you have your drink of choice ready. I made myself some lovely V60 coffee. And let's write some code. And I'm going to try to explain what I'm doing as I go. So the issue is here. Multiple loopback connections overlap. And the execution chain is like so. Render additional connection. I know it's working. We tested it. Render prime works. I tested it. Now the render also works, because if I give it existing loopbacks as a collection like this, the collection gets returned, and if I feed that collection back to render, it does get appended to the new additional connections, new loopbacks. So all these connections keep getting added on top of each other. So let me just run that test to make sure that still is the case. Yes. So I think the problem is one level above that, meaning in the render icon, render icons function. So we'll be testing that. So let's also provide one more sanity test. So loopback connections on this should be 1. Let's see if I'm right. Diagram. Oh yeah. 0. This we don't really care about. We can just ignore that politely. All right. Oh, there's a fail. Got 2. Why do we get 2? Oh, because we have existing loopbacks. We're adding in another one, so that's 2. Correct. Sorry. Unit tests. Thank you. I hope you are all having a great day. Where I live, it's a very nice late summer day. The sun is still shining brightly. The weather is very warm. Okay, so this passes. So now let's formulate a new test for this function. So it looks like somewhere in this fold, we're losing these additional connections that form loopbacks. I don't really know where that happens, but I'm hoping that if I add enough unit tests, we will find out. I tried debugging it, but with little luck, debugging just helped me narrow down the problem to render icons. So I think it's somewhere here. So what render icon does is this is a pretty broad strokes function that takes a collection of skewer blocks and also a map of origins, and it tries to render all those skewer blocks. So let's try to provide the pending test for it. Let's just copy everything that's here. And now that the code is formatted, we need this. So for now, let's say we have two forks. Map of origins, existing loopbacks. We don't need this. We have a fork, empty branch, origin. Now, the return type of this is just a diagram, which is going to be quite tricky because we'll have no way of verifying what the function actually returns. Let's just for now do this. It should still pass. Oh, sorry. Existing loopbacks we do not need. And now, in order to make this function more suitable for testing, let's extract this fold into its own function, because that way we'll know what kind of connections we're returning here. Oh, sorry, this should be empty. Let's just double check that it's still working. Yep, it is still working. That's great. So let's do render icons prime. And in that render icons prime, let's see what the fold takes. Definitely it will need skewer blocks. And it will definitely return the accumulator. So that is a triple. It's a tuple of 3 elements with diagram, double, and connections. We don't have types for those, so we'll just improvise. Yeah, something like this. And let's copy the entire fold. Here. We don't need this. Map of origins. Okay, so with just a sanity check, we're going to run it. Still works. That is great. And now we can finally start doing more interesting tests. So first of all, we don't need 2 forks. One is fine. And let's do this. So first of all, we have a diagram. We're not going to check it. Depth, I think it was depth. What do we call this in the fold? Last block depth. Last block depth, and the last one is additional loopback. loopback connections. So we know that the fork consists of two empty branches. Both of them have additional connections, meaning we should expect two loopback connections here. And we do get that. Okay. Icons rendering, where was I? Let's maybe try doing some inspections there. Here, we could probably also pin the fact that the first existing loopbacks are unchanged. Let's do that. We'll need 3 assertions. 2 point. Or starting. Oh, sorry, that's just 1 point. That's 1.0. 1.0. Okay, let's try to run it. Everything passes. Oh. No wonder. I keep forgetting about this. Yes, but it still passes. That's good. I'm not really sure what the best way of organizing this would be. One fork. Let's see, many forks. So here we have, say, oop, I don't like this. Yes, let's do fork, fork, fork. So many forks. So in that case, we are expecting 2 connections per fork, and we have 5 forks, so the length should be 10. If it really is 10, our fold is working well. And if it is working well, let's try to provide more varied input. We can always flesh the test out with more assertions. So let's say mixed skewer blocks. So we have a fork. Well, let's try to replicate what we have here. So we also have action. let's go with this for now, reusing origin, but I feel we should do a better job providing more unique forks closer to reality. Origin, content doesn't matter. So let's try to replicate something that we have here. So action, fork, action, add action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So what we expect is only 2 forks, so 4 loopback connections. If only I added it to the collection. I hope it fails. Okay. And it passes. Let's do this. I'm breaking it on purpose. And it did break. Okay, so the fault is not to blame. So in this case, let's try to be more strict with our test cases. And the constants, I'm going to enable troubleshooting mode to get the origins of our skewer blocks. And that way, we should be able to provide something closer to reality as test input. So action 1 gets ID 1. Action 2 gets ID hash, because we don't have it defined. Dummy content, we don't care. Origin is, this is going to be important. -1. Action 2, that's 2 - 5. And now 3 forks. Sorry, I only have 2 forks with 3 actions. Okay, the test is still passing. We have 4 loopback connections. Oh, the origins here are going to be different, so that's -3. Fork 1. Okay, I think I see what's the problem. In our case, here, we have 5 skewer blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in reality, if we look at the input, we don't. We only have action, question, that's the first fork, and 2, question 2. So technically we only render 3 skewer blocks. Okay, I think it's finally starting to dawn on me why we have this problem. We don't have 5, we have 3. But let's follow that path. So connected skewer blocks. This is the problem. Okay, let's see if we can resolve it. So in our case, we'll need to make some changes. So action 2 does not go here. Action 3 does not go here. We're still expected to have 4, I think, loopback connections. Yeah. But if we assign, yeah, this is a more accurate representation of what we have. So fork 1. This is not going to be an empty branch. Left-hand side is going to be action 1 with nothing here. And the right-hand side branch, the right-hand side branch is going to be really empty. Let's modify this. Here, we're going to take action 2, and here action 3 with nothing and empty branch. So we expect 0. So if we were to represent this as input, the input would look like this. Now we can disable troubleshooting mode. Yeah, something like this. Nice and easy. So we are expecting 0 connections. Yes, perfect. Now let's start tinkering with this a bit, and instead of empty branch in the first one, let's go with 2. Just ID 2. So this is going to link us to the beginning of fork 1. So this is kind of a circular loop. And the input, let's also adapt to reflect that. Oh, apologies, this should be a string. This is getting slightly out of hand. Let's run it. Okay, so we see our first problem. Even though in reality we do render that loopback, it is not getting returned for some reason. Why not? So the expected is 1 now. Are we getting 0 because of this? Sorry. It failed. Expected 1, but got 0. So we're getting 0 not because of action. Okay, interesting. So let's only use fork 1. So even with just with 1 fork, we're getting nothing. Okay, let's try this thing. I'm sorry. Of course, we're getting 0. And the reason I will explain in a second. We're getting 0 because map of origins is incorrect. We should be forming a map that consists of 2 items. First of all, let's do this. So here, let's see if this works. Fork 180 with fork 1 origin. Will this work? No. Insert. Still 0. Okay. Let's just do a quick test. So it does pass, okay. And this is also not many forks. This is mixed forks, or mixed. Okay, so we're getting somewhere, even though it's failing. So now let's try to narrow this down to just fork 1. Still fails. Fork 2. And it passes, okay. And it also passes, okay. So it's really consecutive forks that are breaking everything. So let's pretend that we're not executing this, but instead 2 of these side by side, or one after another. So fork 1, fork 2. Here we're starting with nothing. Maybe existing loopbacks. which is... Oh, we don't have any existing loopbacks here. So, okay, so just empty list. This render returns... We don't care about the rendered representation. So we don't need this. One should be equal to 1, and 2 should also be equal to 1, because in fork 2 we're not adding any loopbacks. Why is that? Expected 1 but got 0. Oh, okay. Render fork. That is not correct. Okay, let's go one level above that. Let's call the render prime in the test. So let's do level 3. We need to do this. Can ignore this. Can ignore this. So we need 4 2s. Left branch. Do we use this origin anywhere? No, we can remove it. And let's go with 4 2 origin. Okay, where were we? We are happy with this test, so this can stay. We are expecting this to be 2. And we are also expecting this to be 2. Is that right? Oh no, sorry, we are expecting this to be 1 and also 1. Only fork 1 has loopbacks. Okay, where is it failing? Expected 1 but got 0. In render prime. Interesting, render prime. So we have action 3 here and nothing. So it's not this, it's going to be this. Render connection. That's a different collection of connections. No. I think we'll also have to extract this fold to be unit tested. afraid we'll have to extract this. And here, what do we need? Map of origins. And existing loopbacks. And we are returning this. Okay, let's see. At the very least, it should build. Line 80. Oh, where's the wire coming from? Okay, so it builds. The test is still failing. Okay, so I think I'm going to draw the line here for this session. It's been pretty long already. And yeah, we'll be diving a little bit more into this problem later, maybe during upcoming sessions. And eventually we will solve it, I'm sure. But it's fun to be stuck on problems like that, I think. I would like to wish you all a fantastic day ahead and great weekend as well. Take care of yourselves.